Hey everyone, RogueGold here, and welcome back to The Division 1. All the time, I get questions from people about whether or not it is worth returning to, or more importantly, buying The Division 1, this far removed from its original release back in 2016. Now look, at the end of the day, you're buying an 8-year-old looter shooter. Parts of it are going to be timeless, parts of it don't hold up as well with the reduced player counts years later. But when I sat down and thought about what more I could add to this topic, it struck me. Very few people these days are truly doing the cost-benefit analysis on buying an 8-year-old online game. What they're really wondering is, does this game offer me something unique, something I've never experienced before? So that's when I decided that I would make a video not talking about the pros and cons of The Division 1 in 2024, but rather why I believe you need to play The Division 1. For any who are unaware, this is my favorite game of all time, and that's thanks to many reasons. The story and setting and how well the game captures the eerie, plague-ridden streets of an abandoned Christmas-time New York. The PvP, how my friends and I used to hold out on gas station roofs against a dozen or more enemy players. Or just the thrills and epicness of the gameplay in PvE challenges. I could talk all day about that, but you've heard it all before. And instead, today I want to showcase one very specific experience within Tom Clancy's The Division that I think every gamer out there needs to experience at least once. Now, before we jump in, I did just want to say that if you are genuinely curious what the player populations for the game look like, game performance, what events still run with it, I have covered all of that previously in a video that is still fully relevant today, so I will link that in the description below so that you can check it out. But without further ado, let's take a look at least one aspect that makes this game truly special. And to get to that point, there's 3 things you're going to need to do for me. So take out those notepads, here's your checklist. And if you're still deciding on whether or not to buy the game, just know that if you do, these are the 3 things you gotta do. Number 1, you need to own Tom Clancy's The Division. I know, shocker. Just keep in mind that a full-price digital copy is not your only option. If that's what you stumble across, you can easily find digital sales or a physical copy for $5 to $10 these days, so no need to splurge. Alright, item number 2, you're also going to need to own the survival DLC for the game. Now again, similarly, you should be able to find this on sale, $10 or less, or it comes with the gold edition of the game if you have that. You might be a bit skeptical at this point hearing me call for you to buy a DLC before you've even played, but just trust me, hear me out. And lastly, item number 3, upon starting up the game or at your earliest convenience, head into your game settings and follow where I'm going on screen to enable neutral lighting. Now, you might not want to keep this on 24/7, and that's completely fine, but in order to truly take in what we're about to dive into, you need this thing enabled. The best way I can describe what neutral lighting is that it removes the fluff out of your game's lighting, right? Instead of the game artificially enhancing brightness or contrast to ensure a smooth viewing experience as you move through the world, neutral lighting strips that away and favors a much more raw and more immersive experience. Does it mean some scenes will be very dark? Yes. Does it mean it might make some combat encounters more difficult? Yes. But like I said, trust me, you're going to want it for this. Okay, you got those 3 things written down? Yeah? Perfect. The next part's easy. You need to reach the base of operations or travel back to it depending on where you are with the game. Head inside, straight back, down the stairs, into the terminal and stick to the right. And here you'll find the survival mode queue spot. Pick either PvP or PvE. PvP if you're a real one. Just kidding. Maybe. Now, you will need to wait about 6 minutes. That's how long it waits to collect any available players before booting up. And then, my friends, get ready and prepare to face the storm.
Antiviral cache tagged.
What you're looking at is what I consider to be easily one of the most immersive experiences in gaming. And while it's certainly not The Division 1's only selling point, it has got to be one of its most unique. What you're seeing is the survival game mode, which originally released in late 2016, and is known for being one of the early adopters of the Battle Royale type of mode and experience. But its greatest selling point for many is the immersion and pure thrill. Survival strips players of their gear, arsenal, their HUD, other useful UI elements, and plunges you into the middle of a city-wide blizzard. Your helicopter is crashed, marking you with a pretty nasty injury and leaving you with just over an hour to live. Now this can be stemmed and slowed by medication found around the map, but this looming sickness juxtaposed against the whiteout conditions is pure gold. And the reason I encouraged everyone to enable neutral lighting is because of exactly what you're seeing on screen. It takes an already fantastic looking scene to one that further immerses you in the darkness of the snowstorms and the blinding glow of fire barrels, LEDs, and more. Now, unfortunately, Survival will never quite reclaim its former glory. The mode supports up to 24 players total in both PvP and PvE variants, meaning you can add yet another layer of challenge to the experience. However, given the mode released over 7 years ago and that the game itself is even older, you're lucky to find a handful of opponents these days, if that. Despite that limitation though, I think Survival is but one of a number of fantastic examples. As for why Tom Clancy's The Division is a game that every gamer should experience at least once in their life. Even if you don't care for grindy RPGs, and even if you are 8 years late to the station, modes and experiences like Survival highlight just how versatile and unique this game is in offering players a variety of experiences that get to break away from that core mold of a looter shooter. And in this case, takes its name of Survival to heart in this pulse-pounding race for extraction. So, friends, I'm going to leave you off with some more highly immersive neutral lighting survival footage. If you have any thoughts, questions, memories, etc. about The Division, I implore you to share them down below. I would love to read through them. And I hope that this unique approach at analyzing an 8-year-old game helped at least some of you in deciding whether or not it's worthwhile for you to pick up. But I won't keep you for any longer. Have fun, stay warm, and don't get caught by the hunters. RogueGold. Ow.
I'll search the AO. Hands down, grenade! Body temperature drop. Armored hostile inbound.
Get ready to go. We'll be on the ground stat.